You want to know about the journey of a small boy who went from the banks of the Ganga to earning the highest civilian award of India? Hi, how have you been? Learn about the Shehnai Maestro Bismillah Khan in this short piece today. Let's begin. Ustad Busmillah Khan, often referred to by the title Ustad, was an Indian musician credited with popularizing the Shehnai, a subcontinental wind instrument of the oboe class. While the Shehnai had long held importance as a folk instrument played primarily in the traditional ceremonies, Khan is credited with elevating its status and bringing it to the concert stage. He was awarded India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, in 2001, becoming the third classical musician after M.S. Subbulakshmi and Ravi Shankar to be awarded the Bharat Ratna. On his 102nd birthday, Google honored Bismillah Khan with a Google Doodle. Let's read. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. The instrument was so different from the pungi that it had to be given a new name. As the story goes, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers and was played by a nai, that is a barber, the instrument was named the Shehnai. It is very interesting to know the origin story of a musical instrument. Here, we get to know how the Shehnai evolved from the pungi and how it got its name, although we do not get to know the name of the person who did that transformation. Reading on. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious, and for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Till recently, it was only used in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Busmillah Khan. If you've been to any wedding in North India, you must have heard the melodious Shehnai being played when the bride is leaving her parental house for her husband's house. It marks an emotional end to the celebrations. Pioneers in any field bring some fundamental change to the way things are done in that arena. Ustad did the same for the Shehnai, breaking it from its traditional mold and remodeling it for the classical world. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played gilli danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumrao in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So from singing at the temple at that very young age to being honoured with the Bharat Ratna, it is quite a long journey he made in life. Reading on. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather, Rasool Baksh Khan, was the Shehnai Nawaz of Bhojpur King's court. His father, Paigambar Baksh, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, now Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. Soon, Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Baksh was employed to play the Shehnai. Ali Baksh would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Do you remember anything from your childhood that fascinated you a lot? Anything that got you very interested in it? Tell me in the comments. Reading on. Slowly, he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts where he would practice in solitude. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. See, that's what the importance of family is. It can make you or break you. Though not everything is in other people's hands, the young boy's curiosity in accompanying his uncle to the Vishnu temple, sitting for hours listening him play, his interest and hard work were the essential clay that were needed. The family helped mold the clay. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on the radio. Reading on. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with a Shehnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the Maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. The King of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. The film was a hit, and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chartbuster. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture Sanadhi Apanna. I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahir Mosiki Ustad Busmillah Khan. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. In 2001, Ustad Busmillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, "All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." In spite of having travelled all over the world, Khan Sahab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumraon, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Sahab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Later he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique matta of Dumraon." Ustad Busmillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. One that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Khan Sahab's life is a testament to the life-altering capabilities of music. An image of humility, he touched millions and will be forever with us through his music. A true maestro. If you like this one, please subscribe, like and hit the bell. That's Researcher signing off.